This monument looks similar to the one outside the mortuary. There are no identifying marks on it either. Interesting. Alright, let's just spend the next... Alright, I'm just gonna spend the next few minutes exploring around, see what I can find. Ash mantle. You important somehow? Doesn't look like it. Oh dear, there's so many names here. This is gonna be fun to try and get through. Well, and my voice is starting to get hoarse, so that's even better. Requin, you look important. This man is looking at you with a strange, bug-eyed stare. His eyes are huge. So huge, they look ready to pop out of his sockets and roll across the cobblestone. He notes odds eagerly as you approach, bobbing his head like a bird. And as you near him, you suddenly notice the smell of urine and feces surrounding him. The man sniffles, wiping his nose on his sleeve, then opens his mouth to reveal blackened, rotting gums. Stories for cones, Sarah. His breath reeks. It smells like this man has been keeping rotten meat stored inside his mouth. Who are you? The man snorts, thick with phlegm. Names, names, who you are, who you are. His head does a slight twitch every time he repeats himself. Names, dangerous, dangerous. He glances at the ground and stirs the dirt with his foot. Dangerous? Knowing a name or being stuck with one. Both of us a mess of trouble. He looks back up at you. My name's a given name, not one asked for. Reekwind. Once again, you become conscious of his reeking breath and the smell of urine and feces that surround him. A given name. A given name. Is that your real name? Not my true name. True name. Reekwind mumbles on, his head twitching every time he says name. A true name's a dangerous thing. Gives others power. He stares at you with his huge eyes and wags his fingers. Keep your name secret. Keep it close. Never let it out. What do you mean? Names are like smells. Things you can track you with them. Reekwind coughs, his eyes almost popping out of his skull as he does so. His cough seems to loosen his bowels, for he breaks wind loudly, as if to accentuate his point. If someone knows a true name, it gives them power. The power to hurt. I don't know my true name. Reekwind's eyes widen. Seeing his eyeballs bulge even larger makes you uneasy. And you are blessed. Blessed. Remain nameless, and you shall be as a spirit on the plains. Untraceable, untrackable, unseen, undiscovered. He smacks his gums wetly. A name chosen, a name given. It allows others to find you and hurt you. Have you been hurt? Reekwind gives a twitching nod, then scratches himself. Let my name slip once, only once, only once. His eyes film over as if the memory is painful, then glances at you uneasily. Tell you the story I can, I will, but 3 coppers must I see. His face splits into a smile as he says the word coppers, and his reeking breath hits you like a hammer. Very well, here's 3 copper. Reekwind gets into a stance, looks left, looks right, then faces you. His face clenches, then with a grunt he breaks wind again. The smell nearly levels you, but he takes no notice. Cursed eye! Walk the well, or it's in splendor. He stands up stiffly, nose high in the air. He saunters back and forth, nodding to invisible passers-by.
Updated my journal.
Reekwind freezes, his arms akimbo. Crossed paths with a cursed one. Had the look of a pumpkin, his seeds. Curses! Reekwind then thrusts his belly out so as to appear fat, slicks back his hair with his filthy palms so that he looks almost bald and begins drumming his fingers on his fat belly. He then walks about, circling the spot where his stuffy upper chest persona used to be. All a jumble with curses this one was. With a sneer and a careless gesture, Reekwind tosses an invisible curse at the stuffy persona. Knew my name. Let it slip I had. All it took it all. He stiffens up again, inhaling deeply and resuming his upper-class persona. The persona suddenly crumples, and Reekwind breaks wind violently, then exhales, filling the air with his foul, reeking breath. Cursed with stenches, smells, excrement, came here to tell tales. All good for now. Now Reekwind is the name, given name. I see. The hive, a tale I can tell, I will, but 3 coppers must I see. Spyward, He points to the left to the charred alley in the distance, an alley of dangerous angles. He bends his limb in a twisted parody of one of the skeletal buildings, not always angled, not always burned and charred, what's alive no longer. Flames. Fire. He flings his hands up in the air, then waves them to simulate flames. The alley burned, great smoke, ash everywhere. In the end, only skeletons of buildings left. Bones of dead buildings, bones of dead buildings. Angles. Everywhere angles.
Updated my journal.
He hunched his forward, his voice a whisper. Again, the stench from his body hits you like a wave. Dangerous now. Bad men have set up their kip there. He bows, then breaks wind in quick spurts, like a bugle blowing. That is the tale of how a street becomes an alley of dangerous angles. How did the fire start? He makes a semicircle over his heart. A man made it so. A beast made it so. A man who even fiends admire. Who? A sorcerer's tale, fit with madness, sadness, burning, yearning. A tale I can tell, a tale I can tell. Ah, this again! A sorcerer that there was. No simple hedge wizard this, but a mage of power. Requin brings his hands together reverently, then smiles evilly. He burned with the art, and the art burned him. The name gives even as Ignis, a name respected, then feared, then hated, then punished. Requin gives a rattling wheeze, then claws at the air and hisses, apparently imitating Ignis. Wait, I remember seeing that name in the soundtrack. I wonder what meaning it'll have for later. Taught by one of the last great magi, Ignis was, and as an apprentice, Ignis learned much, and nothing at the same time. Requin shakes his head sadly. In his heart, his coal black heart, a fire blazed. It burned, and it hungered. Requin claws at his chest as if pain. As if in pain, you idiots! As it hungered, Ignis hungered. It was his wish to see the plains burn. In the night, Requin hunches down and begins to slowly stalk in the direction of the alley, a mad grin on his face. Ignis came to the alley that was to be the alley of angles, and the fire in his eyes, fire in his heart, both he let out. Requin points at the alley, then flings his arms in the air, silently screaming and laughing at the same time. Flesh ran like wax, people like candles, and Ignis laughed. Requin crumbles to the ground, his body racked with imagined pain. And evil was done, and forgotten not. He stands up, then hunches over, looks left, looks right, then starts mumbling, as if secretly in a conference with someone. Something was to be done. He stands up, stiffly, his face resolute. A punishment was decided. All the hedge wizards, midwives, rune-tellers, copper-pinching witches, all manner of magelings. They came, all, even those with the smallest trace of the art, to punish Ignis. Separately, they were flies. He makes a buzzing noise between his rotting gums. Together, dangerous. He hums, then raises his hand. Caught Ignis, granted his wish. He swirls his hand as if casting a spell. He wished to burn. They granted it, using his own desire to fuel the casting. They made his body adore to the plane of fire. They intended to kill him.
Updated my journal.
Failed. Requin breaks wind again, as if to accentuate the failure of the wizards. Ignis lived, only slept. Blanket of flames turned in his sleep as he burned. Never happier. He shuts his eyes, wraps his arms around himself, and turns slowly. Burning, ever burning. His eyes suddenly snap open. One day he will wake, and then the plane shall burn. Interesting. Alright, that gave me a lot of information. I'm not entirely sure how to decipher all that. I'm not sure there's really much I can do for him, but... ooh, marketplace. Might be able to get some armor. Craddock. Let's pass along the message. You see a huge man watching the area with a tight-lipped frown and narrowed eyes. He is hunched slightly, as if bearing a heavy load on his shoulders. The unpleasant smell of sweat and dirt wafts from his clothes. The man glances down at you and his frown deepens. Aye, what are you sniffing around here for? You Craddock? Mayhap. He studies your face as if trying to recall you. If I am, what be it to ye? I come with a message from Bane the Sender. The message states, the shipment must be incursed by the 3rd day, or there will be a penalty. By the hells! Can they be such fools that they think we can miracle it there? Alright then, your message has found its way to the right ears, for all the good it will do. What's the problem? Look around ye! Craddock nods at the laborers in the marketplace, then scowls. These laggards and half-wits can barely keep up with the load as it stands, and now it needs doing in half the time. Do you need any help? I'll tell you what I need. All my men to show up for work. Jelai's gone missing since this morning. I need him back now. Jelai? Where did he go? That hive-bred goat is probably passed out on the streets somewhere by the smoldering corpse when he should be up in us here. Worthless sod. I could go and find him for you. Oh, you could ye? Craddock squints at you. And now why would you do that? You need the help, don't you? It doesn't sound like you can spare the time to go looking for him, and there's work to be done. Craddock is silent for a moment, then nods. Aye. You find July, you tell him to drag his worthless, bub-ridden hide here. I'll pay you for your trouble. He frowns. When you find him. Now get. You said he's likely by the smoldering corpse? Where's that? It's south and east of here. Head through the southeast gate, then head east for about a block. It's got a mess of drunks outside. Can't miss it. July's most likely somewhere around there. Always something. So is there anyone I can sell stuff to? 'Cause that'd be nice. Ah, hive merchant. This should do. Jump, Lim, jump! The merchant seems to suddenly notice you. Oh, greetings. Would you like to purchase one of these playful gambling Limlims, my lord? Not yet. Just what are these Limlims? They are from the Outlands, my lord. Neither wholly insect nor animal. They are friendly, playful, and quite loyal. He takes a sidelong glance at the Limlims, then leans close to whisper. Pretty tasty too, in a pinch. Let's see if I can find someone else to sell things to. Okay, good. Please tell me someone has armor. Ugh, never enough. Okay, +2 to strength. Is there anything I want to sell? Well, that definitely. Well, he's not taking the daggers, so no point in that. That's probably be enough for now. Oh dear. Well, at least I know. Who are you? You see a spindly looking merchant with a brush of gray and red stubble across his chin. He wears several layers of brightly colored robes, so much so that he looks like a flag with arms and legs. He is shaking slightly as you watch. Aye, Griscorl. He bows and spreads his trembling hand. As he does, you notice his hands and forearms are a twisted mass of black scar tissue, as if they were once badly burned. What are you selling? Griscorl buy cloth. Griscorl's voice ticks like a clock, flat and measured. Griscorl sell cloth, washcloth, men cloth, and he gestures at his layer of clothes with his shaking hands. Wear cloth. Can I see what you have? Okay, fair enough. So if I ever need needle and thread for, well, anything, I can come here. I'm not sure what I would need the rags for, but... Okay, so south and east of here, Smoldering Corpse Bar. Let's go investigate that and probably wrap up there, actually. Actually, don't I need to go to the Smoldering Corpse to find where Anna... Yes. Okay, fair enough. Let's go take a look. A lot of the Dabas. Let's see if I can communicate anymore. Anna, can you translate what he's saying for me? Aye, I can. Will you? Anna nods. The Dabas continues to stare at the two of you, arms folded in its sleeves. What did he... He just said he was one of the Dabas. They don't have names. Oh, they have names, I'm sure of it. Well, this one didn't give its name, now did he, Skull? So you say, Fiendling. Stow it, Morty. Can you ask him some other questions, Anna? What did he say, Anna? He just says he's just doing his work. You know, tending to the city and all. Ask him to tell us about the Fell. Nay, I Won't be asking Phil's old kin about him, so I won't. It's bad blood, and it don't do nobody no good to bring up such things. Huh, bad blood. Nah, okay. It looks like somebody doesn't really want to deal with it then. Well, at least I was able to understand a bit of it. Let's see where this takes me. And a completely new part of this.
All right.
Actually, let's see. Where on the world map am I? Okay, so...
Done.
Somewhere? Really wish it were day. Okay, some kind of warehouse. Angry Hive Dweller. Fierce negotiations, huh? I'll have to see some more of that later. This appears to be a gutter of some sort. It looks as though it has seen little use. Does this area not get a lot of rain?
I'm gone.
Well, here's the smoldering corpse. Let's see if we can find it and the person of interest. Okay, a bunch of hive thugs. There you are. You see a thin man with strained clothes, a hooked nose and two stubby horns jutting from his forehead. He is stumbling about and muttering to himself. He stinks of brine, vomit, and cheap wine. Are you July? If so, Craddock needs you back at the marketplace. Doc? The man's eyes widen. Ah, Craddock, me Genra's boss. Hus. Well, you can tell him this. He can bike off and that he's a filthy dog, a cur of the lowest sort, and July's not working for him anymore. He jabs you with his finger. Tell him that. I'll tell him from a distance.
Done.
Well, before we traipse off, let's go... Oh, I should probably talk to Anna first. Let's see.
What is it you want then?
Anna, did you find anything on my body before you brought it to the mortuary? Anna looks at you warily, and her tail stops, flicking for a moment, then resumes, slower than before. Aye, mayhap I found something, but if I found anything, it's mine by right it is. The other bit, it's our Inferod's keeping. Well, you had some fist irons you did, and a little bit of jink, but I left that for the Dusty so they'd think I was a wee bit honest. You had an uglier ring that I kept. She dips her finger to her arm bracers and pulls forth a small ring with a stone mounted on it, worth thrice more than the jink in the irons it was. She studies the ring and squints. Too bad it's too ugly to wear. I'd like that ring back. Now. She studies the ring with a frown, glances at you, then back at the ring. With a sneer, she flicks the ring to you. Another grammar error. Come on, guys. I know this is a huge game, but come on. Didn't I want the ugly thing anyway? I did. Fine. Now, when you mentioned that some stuff from my body had gone into Ferod's keeping, what did you mean? Aye, Ferod takes a bit off of each corpse we find, he does. It's his right, being lord of the village and all. Off of every corpse you all find. That's a lot of corpses. Oh, aye. To hear tell, old Stutter Crutch has got a stash bit somewhere close to him. It's the only reason I can see why he set up keeping that filthy, drafty hole it is. Nothing but stink and shadow. Really? And that's where he puts the tribute he gets? Aye. She squints at you. Now, what are you on about? You planning to bob him? After all that running around to get that sphere for him and then getting next to nothing in return, I'm tempted to. I'm warning it against such a thing, I am. Ferod can be daft sometimes, but he's mean as all fiend spit when he gets worked up. And he loves his keepsakes, he does. But where would he keep it all? If he's been at the village for as long as he says, he would have amassed quite a collection. Well... Anna is silent for a moment. I know he never left his hall to get his tribute when he needed it. He wouldn't walk far with that lame leg of his, though. Aye, that's true, but only if you don't watch him careful. He isn't lame, though he puts on a fair show about being weak in the leg. So that crutch of his could be a portal key? Anna frowns in thought for a moment, then slowly nods her head. Aye, there's a thought. I wouldn't know how you'd use it, though. Maybe you just need to have it. Maybe we'll find out. So where's the place where you found my body? The spot where I found your body lies behind the painted door in the Hive red light district. The door on the northern street, north and east of the smoldering corpse bar. Beyond that door is an alley where I found your body. Strange place it is. Not many Burks will go there. Strange place? How? Some Burks with such courage the name say it's all haunted it is. Anna spits and makes a semicircle over her heart. It's wash. Sometimes the wind blows through the alleys and makes weird sighing noises, but that don't mean there's specters and haunts and the like. There's always something, isn't there? Always something. Okay, so let me make sure I understand properly. Where's the dialogue window? Really wish that it would just show this. Okay. And the painted door in the High Red Light District. Northern Street, north and east. Okay. Let's start heading that direction. After that, I guess we'll go and check in with Craddock. Okay. Tattoo parlor. A white oval with a black lightning bolt through it is inscribed on the keystone of the entrance to this building.
I'm gone.
Interesting. Tenements of thugs. Is this the painted door? Well, this is a northern street, but let's see if there are any other streets like it. Nope, looks like that's where we need to go. Well, let's go resolve Craddock's quest first. And then we can move on with the main plot. At least we run quickly. You see Craddock. His scowl has deepened since when you first saw him. It looks like it's about to crack his face in two. I found July. Is that right? Craddock glances around. Where is he then? He said to pike off that you were a cur of the lowest sort and that he wasn't going to work for you any longer. Craddock's face turns a bright red and his face cracks into a snarl. Damned be his name. May all the evils of the plains hound his footsteps. A blistering stream of insults, threats, and speculation about July's family roots issue from Craddock's mouth. Family roots? Come on, go on, come on. Come on. You're clever writers. You can give me more than that. Ooh, Morty clicks axes teeth together as Craddock builds up steam. You can almost hear him taking notes inside his skull. Oh, Morty, what? Okay, you got me. Okay, you're good. You're good. I'll play along. Damn, that July. You know, I could fill in for him if you need help. Craddock studies you for a moment. Yeah? Ha! You couldn't. He suddenly falls silent. Well, mayhap you can. It's hard work, and there's no drinking on my watch. Understood. Let's get started. The work is long, but at the end of the shift you are not the least bit tired. Craddock grunts as you return. You did well enough. Here's your pay. He tosses you a handful of coins. Now get. We've got no more use for you. Alright, that worked out. How much did I get? Oh, fair amount. Well, that's one way to resolve it. Can almost see him taking notes behind that skull. Oh, that's a good line. That's too good. That is way too good. Alright, now let's go investigate this. I'm not sure I necessarily want to, but I want to try and find some resolution before I end this session, so even if my voice won't necessarily appreciate me for it tomorrow morning, I hope I won't need it much. What you first took to be a door in this archway is actually a painting. The artist has made use of the shadows of the overhanging arch and some subtle texturing effects to give the door an illusion of substance. Are you sure this is the door, Anna? Hey, it's been smeared with barmy paints from the Starved Dungs it has. It's a real door until you look at it, then it turns into a painting. How did they do that? Anna shrugs. There's stranger things in the plains. She suddenly frowns. You might as well ask how you got yourself out of the dead book after I was sure you were dead. So this door, I just don't look at it, and then open it? Anna glances at the door, then nods. That's the dark of it, if chant be true. Alright then, I'll do what you say. You just... Hold on! Anna stops you before you reach for the door. This is the only path I know to reach the place I found your corpse, but it's not the safest road, You sure you're ready? I'm not here to play your mind. Either, no matter what old Stutter Crutch says. What's beyond the door that's so dangerous? Chaos men, Anna whispers, barring me as they come, barking wild into the day and night, ready to either paint you with colors or crack your brain box yet with a chamber pot. Dangerous bloods they are. If they're so dangerous, then how did you get through? I crept in nice and quiet like. Can't paint you or kill you when they can't see you. She looks you up and down with a frown. Doubt I can pull that twice with you around. You look right clumsy, you do. Just stay behind me. Now, let me open the door. You close your eyes, reach for the door and fumble around. To your surprise, you find a handle. With a slight tug, the door opens. A narrow passage leads into the building, and from within you can hear distant howling. Time to head on in. I better leave that for another time. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. I'm not sure I want to know what's going to come next, but... Yep, it'll certainly be interesting, I'll say that much. I kind of wish it didn't take me so long to actually get to this point, but... well, you take what you get. So, here goes nothing.